Ashley Trevino does a face reveal at the Bop House, and you guys all owe me dinner. Hey everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things internet drama and Ashley Trevino. And if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss a video. In today's video, Ashley Trevino does a face reveal at the Bop House, and we get to see what she really looks like in 4K. And you guys all owe me dinner, and here's why. I think, let me see if I can say this with a straight face. I think Ashley knows that TikTok might be going away, so she's testing the waters to see how many positive reactions she can get from those creative photos, because I think in the future, allegedly, Ashley is going to create an OF. That's right. You heard it here first. I think that Ashley's racking her brain to see how she can keep her revenue up, and she may potentially, allegedly, sort of, kind of, maybe want to start an OF in the very near future. And if she does, you guys all owe me dinner. So I'll leave my Cash App in the description below. Just go ahead and send me a few dollars for lunch. Over the weekend, a video came out featuring Ashley Trevino and her two minor daughters as they did an interview with Camila. I don't really know how to say her last name, but anyway, Camila from the Bop House, and it didn't go exactly how Ashley planned. Today's video is going to be focusing on what happened before and what happened immediately after this interview in Miami. And make sure you are subscribed, that you hit the notification bell, that you do all the YouTubey things, because we're also going to be covering the full interview from the Bop House later this week. So buckle up, buttercups. Let's get started.
I don't make it just one way. I get paid multiple ways. Oh, and one thing, if y'all didn't know, for 3 years now, I've had an OF. I haven't posted lately. That's one thing to add.
She is testing the waters to see if she could possibly move her audience over to OF. If what I just found out is true, her top gifters shouldn't even be on TikTok. Seriously, stop giving her money.
She said, I'd love to have you and your mom on my podcast.
Okay, wait, I know, I'm stopping already. That's normal. So listen to what Haley says right here. So Haley is Ashley's oldest daughter. She's about 15 years old. And she says to her mom that Camila wants her and Ash to go on the podcast. Later on in this video, Ash is going to completely throw Haley under the bus and say that Camila invited her and, you know, she asked for Ashley to come later, blah, blah, blah. But it's right here. Haley's telling her mom on live that Camila, or the Bop House girls, whoever, I'm pretty sure it's just Camila, she says she wants me and you. She doesn't say she wants me. She says she wants me and you.
I'd love to have you and your mom on my podcast. Mom, we have to go. Mom, expect a DM from Camila Araujo. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, you will take your minor daughter to the Bop House, but you won't take her to Disney World? What is wrong with you? You know what? The story I'm researching, I really, really think it's true based off of the past actions of Ashley. We're going to get into that later. Oh my gosh, I'm fuming just even thinking about it. Literally, I just found out this information right before I started filming this video.
Ashley Trevino is like watching a car accident that never stops crashing.
Wait, Alexa, play Como la Flor.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Like, that's funny. Like, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Tell if it's rage bait. Like, I can't tell if that's her real life.
I don't think a piece of shit mom. Yeah, no. Where she's like, I think for Christmas, I'm
kids a bed. Like,
They don't have beds, they sleep on the floor.
No, they don't.
And she was like, wait, they want
no, they don't, girl. Because if they slept on the floor, they'd call Child Protective Services. There's no way.
No, they have several times. They sleep on the floor on a mattress. They don't have a physical bed.
And then, with that whole beef, like, I want no part. But it is so entertaining. Like, it was so good. Like, say what you want to say. Miss Girl's bagged up. Floor, like, my For You page wouldn't stop.
She dates prisoners. Okay. She's a very, like, men who have all over work. Like, she's such an awful. Yeah. I've never seen, I need to see face. She's like, there's a prisoner. Oh, she's a very interesting individual. Like, for Christmas, I'm gonna find them a bed. Yeah.
What I'm not understanding is somebody who is chronically online, like Ashley, who knows what a bop is, which means you obviously know who the Bop House girls are. How did you not see this about yourself? You're always watching videos about yourself. You're always watching clips about yourself. You're telling me you didn't see these girls say these things about you? And if you did, you still thought, oh, well, I'm going to go to the Bop House. Did you really think that they were going to invite you to be one of their members? She really does live in the Delulu land, and she's the queen, the king, the mayor. She's the everything. She is not well, allegedly.
What you know about
I have to admit, I know they're bops. I know they're bops. That's a different video for a different day. We're talking about Ashley right now. But you have to admit, Sophie's video was kind of funny. The caption was spot on. And you just got to chuckle at it. Pay attention to this TikTok because Ashley posted it or filmed it or something like that. I don't really know. I don't really care. So either she filmed it for her TikTok or she reposted it, whatever. But it basically says, thank you, Camila, for making us feel at home. So it's really funny because that sentiment's going to change very soon. In this next clip, you're going to see how Ashley is telling Camila that she's always had her children, that she's raised them since they were born, as both of her daughters just look down at the floor like they want to say something, but they can't. They just seem really uncomfortable throughout this whole interview. And I really thought if I should be sharing their faces or not, but ultimately I decided to go ahead and show their faces because in another video you're gonna see her daughters clocking her, and I'm here for it. But in this clip she's basically saying how she's always raised them, and then we're gonna transfer over to another clip where she basically says her parents raised them, which we know is the truth. So why Ashley thinks she can come online and tell Camila that she's always raised her kids is crazy to me. Does Ashley not realize that the internet is forever? You can say one thing on Tuesday and something else on Thursday, but we're going to be able to go back and see what you said on both days and then smash them together, just like we did here.
So honestly, I've raised my kids since they were born. Never left their side. Till this day, still have not left their side. Because my parents literally raised her from birth. Which is Haley, my oldest.
In this next clip, Ashley's showing her what Camila got for her as gifts, and I'm sure we can all guess what they are by now. They're hot Cheetos, bean dip, and more gardening supplies.
Oh, and let me show you what Camila bought me. Camila did give me a gift. Can you see them? She bought me hot Cheetos and bean dip. And then yeah.
Why are you pretending like the girls aren't right beside you. We could see them in the green screen. They're in the room with you. They know it's there. We're not dumb, Ashley. You have that old nasty one sitting on your dresser like it's some kind of a knick-knack in your house. So don't pretend now that you have some sort of moral compass and you don't want your girls to see what you're showing the world.
My hot Cheetos and beat up? Girl.
You always have them.
But they're mine.
But they're mine. Oh my God, I hate when she talks like that. Okay. She literally told her daughter, but they're mine. This is what I hate about Ashley, and this is what the whole world hates about her. We shouldn't say hate. Let's just say we strongly dislike, or we don't agree with, or whatever more positive words you want to throw into the sentence. But the fact that she tells her daughter, no, they're mine. That is her mentality with everything. That's why they don't have a bed. And she wants to sit there and pretend that they haven't had a bed only just for a little bit. No, girl, since I found out who you were in October, they haven't had a bed. It's February. But don't worry, Ashley's going to let her daughter have some Cheetos, but only 10 max.
Yeah, no, they're mine. So.
Don't eat them all.
So how big?
How big? That's a big bag.
So how big?
Like 10.
Like this?
10 max.
No, half. For me, half.
But yeah, so we had a really good time.
Okay, I know I'm stopping again, but this is important. So Ashley just said, we had a good time. She asked her kids if they have a good time. I think that was Haley. The older one said, yeah, I miss them already. And this is going to change. In a matter of minutes, we're going to go from Ashley saying how great the experience was to how bad it was. And stop giving her money.
We had a really good time. Haley, did you like it?
Yeah, I missed them already.
You missed them already. We made TikToks. We did photos.
I'm starting the podcast.
The girls got a polarized picture of all of them.
I'm starting the podcast.
So they actually watched my kids too during part of the podcast because there was questions that the girls couldn't be there for. And so Camila was respectful and was like, you know, oh, thank you, Andy. And so Camila was respectful and was like, girls, do y'all mind stepping out, you know? So
Come on. The Bop House girls are refusing to ask inappropriate questions in front of the girls. Meanwhile, Trashley's over here playing with her gardening supplies on live, exposing her milk duds to Santos with her daughters there, with the door open at times. Not during the gardening, but during some of the times. How is it that the Bop House girls are more respectful of the innocence that her daughters should possess than their own mother?
Camila was respectful and was like, girls, do y'all mind stepping out, you know? So she didn't ask nothing inappropriate with the kids right there. But again, like I said, it was raw and uncut. It was literally raw to the T. Once they left, it was raw. Okay. The questions that she asked me had a lot to do about a lot of stuff that y'all see on the internet. And y'all will hear everything. Y'all will hear my side.
Wait a minute. Clock that. Is that the right TikTok term? I don't know. Clock it. She says, oh my God, what did she say? Back it up.
A few moments later.
Today's been weird. Ashley, she's telling us right there, she says, you are going to hear my side. Hold on to that thought, because I cannot wait until you guys see like how she flips the script on Camila and the Bop House girls. It is crazy.
Y'all will hear my side. And if y'all don't like it, y'all don't like it, but there's nothing I can do about that. That was the first interview I've ever done. I've never done one. I already said why y'all were with them, because you got asked to go with Camila first.
Yeah.
And then she asked me about me too.
Did you hear that? She's literally manipulating her daughter. She's gaslighting her. She's literally coaching her. She literally says to her daughter, yeah, we went because Camila asked you to go, and then she asked me to go. No, she didn't. You guys were there at the beginning of the video. You heard that, right? Haley tells her that the message from Camila is, I would like to have you and your mother come out. Come on, Ashley, be so for real.
And then Evie just came.
Okay, so here's the other thing. So Evie came just because she had to come. But here's my question, Ashley. This is done during the week when your kids should be at school. So you said a few months back, whenever you went to Disney World, that your kids couldn't go because they had school and they couldn't miss school. So they couldn't miss school to go to Walt Disney World, the most magical place on earth, a kid and family friendly place, one might say. But you will take them to the Bop House where they do Bop House stuff. Make it make sense, Ashley, because it doesn't. In this next clip, Ashley is saying how raw this interview was and how she kept it real, and how Camila was asking her questions about her lifestyle choices. And then she goes on once again to say how Haley was the one invited and she was a secondary thought in Camila's mind. We all already know that's not true. The fact that Ashley can just come on the internet and so gracefully, allegedly, lie to us is mind-blowing.
There were some parts where I was like, but I gave it the real. There was parts where she was like not agreeing with my life, and you know, but again, I gave her the respect, and yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say is that it was raw.
She is so boring. She literally says the same thing over and over again, and then she just stands there and stares at the camera or stands off to the side and does her little nose thing. Stop giving her money. Give me money, because you guys owe me lunch.
And the reason, I know a lot of people are like, oh, she took her kids to the Bop House. The one that got invited was Haley. And then she said, well, you know what? I want to bring you on too. So, but yeah. Evie came because she had to come. But she interviewed the girls too. So, they did get asked questions. And like I said, it was raw. If y'all don't like it, y'all don't like it. If y'all unfollow me after this, y'all unfollow me, to be honest. Like, I was raw. So.
In this next clip, Ashley's kind of explaining why her daughters wore sweatpants. I don't really give a shit if the girls wore sweatpants or not. I don't care what they wear as long as they're comfortable. I'm fine with that. However, most people, if they were going to go do a podcast, would kind of elevate their attire a little bit, maybe make it look a little better, add a necklace, maybe some cute hoop earrings, just something to dress it up. Most teenagers do walk around in sweatpants or pajama pants and like a cute little t-shirt. But I do understand where the internet's coming from. They could have elevated the look a little bit more. Like Camila was in sweatpants, yes, but it was elevated. She had a necklace, some cute hoop earrings. She had her little hair done up, kind of cutesy. It was very relaxed, but yet a little bit elevated, which kind of gives it a casual, relaxed, but I still tried kind of a vibe. And I think that's maybe what the internet was trying to tell Ashley, that, hey, it's fine if they're wearing sweatpants, but maybe try to dress it up a little bit. I don't really know. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about their outfits that they wore if you saw it? If you haven't seen it yet because you're waiting for my commentary, thank you.
They had jeans on. Haley had jeans on, and then as soon as like we were leaving, she changed into her sweats, because again, we were doing a podcast at their house. We were sitting on the couch, and whatever they're comfortable in is what they're gonna wear. And
They even said we could wear whatever.
they said we could wear whatever we feel comfortable wearing. I could have been in my pajamas and did the podcast. Camila was in sweats and a shirt. So yes, they were comfortable in their clothes that they had on.
Now
so.
we went out with them. Yeah, we would dress up, but we were just at the
Because I
house.
seen a video where it said Ash's daughters don't have clothes to wear or something. I don't know. But again, y'all are gonna always say something. But my kids had clothes, but they changed last minute. Like, if they're comfortable in sweats or pajamas, that's what they're gonna wear. It's not like we were going to a fancy thing. We were literally just doing a podcast at their house.
Listen, if I'm ever going to agree with Ashley on anything, it's going to be this right here. She's right. The internet's going to say whatever the internet wants. You know, most of my comments are great. They're positive. But there's that 1% of comments that wants to make these snarky remarks. Of course, I meet them back with that same energy. And so I kind of understand that part. I do kind of also agree with her with letting the girls be comfortable. Like I said before, I don't care what they wear. It's not about what they wear for me. I'm more concerned with the fact that they don't have beds. So if they want to wear sweatpants and long sleeve shirts in Miami, that's their choice. I don't really care. What I do care about is the fact that they don't have bed bugs. And Ashley, you're doing some bad things. In this next clip, Ashley's back home and the podcast has come out, and Ashley's not looking as cutesy as she thought she would.
What do I think about the podcast? I mean, I did it. There's nothing I can say about it. It was a 2-hour long podcast, so everything's not in there. But I did the podcast. I mean, everything that was said is there.
So Ashley just said that it was a 2-hour podcast and everything's not in there, and then she turns around and says everything I said was in there. Which one is it, Ashley? Is it a 2-hour podcast that was edited down to an hour, or was everything that you said during those 2 hours in the podcast? Because, girlfriend, it can't be both.
I mean, everything that was said is there. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and, you know, deny anything because it was there. I've never spoken to anybody else on the internet but her. And did I know she was going to name it that? No, I didn't. If I would have known she was going to name it what she named it, I wouldn't have done it, to be honest.
What do you mean you wouldn't have done it if you knew she was going to name it what she named it? Ashley, I thought you had a manager. Those are the types of things a manager is going to ask. They're going to make sure you get compensated. They're going to make sure you're treated fairly. They're going to review the contract with you. They're going to ask the host questions. They're going to vet questions so that you know how to be prepared. And they're going to teach you etiquette while you're on a podcast. And from everything I've seen, I don't know what kind of manager you had, but whoever he, she, or they are, you need to get rid of them because you look like trash on that podcast.
Because I'm not the world's worst mom.
Debatable.
And then, of course, you can see how my kids kind of get, like, during certain questions. When it came to their dad, they kind of, like...
What do you mean they kind of, like... Can you not even form a complete thought? Okay, yes, there were questions asked about Haley and Eviana's dad. And yeah, I'm sure that that was kind of hard for them to talk about. However, they spoke with elegance and grace. They didn't seem standoffish. They didn't seem like they wanted to crawl in a hole and just be invisible. However, when you were talking about your lifestyle, your inmate boyfriends and husbands and whatever else, Your daughters looked like they wanted to crawl in a hole and never be seen again. It's not the fact that they were upset or felt some type of way because Camila brought up their father. It's you. How are you not able to see that you are the problem, Ashley? If you go and you hang out with teenagers, or you go and you hang out with young adults, or you go and you hang out with actual adults, and within 2 weeks of that interaction with anybody from the outside world, they no longer like you or want to be associated with you, you're the common denominator, Ashley. You're the problem.
I didn't even know that they were, like, when they said, I don't know if that part's in there. I didn't really watch it. I just seen clips of it.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you didn't watch it? You just saw clips of it. Girl, you were there.
Because, you know, when somebody interviews you, they're going to clip stuff and they're going to edit stuff.
Okay, listen. Here's the thing about content production, content creation, whatever you want to call it. Things are going to be edited. And yes, there are going to be clips. That's how you advertise your content. So there might have been 2 hours of footage, or raw footage is what we call it, that was shot. You can't use all of the raw footage. You're not going to see everything. If there is 2 hours worth of raw footage, that is going to equate to about an hour-long podcast. When I'm filming videos for you guys, I may only be actually speaking for about 15 minutes of a 30-minute video, where half of it's me doing commentary, the other half of it is me playing clips that I'm reacting to. But the raw footage of me is way more than 15 minutes. Some of my raw footage is an hour and a half long because I go on these rants and these tirades, and you guys just don't want to see that. So all of that is cut out. Or it could be missteps in the way I speak. Maybe I stutter too much. Maybe I need to sit there and think about how I want to answer the question. And we don't want to put dead space onto the internet. Now, I know Ashley doesn't understand this because the majority of her lives are her just sitting there staring at her phone as she texts herself back and forth. But what she doesn't understand is that's not entertaining. That's not how you keep engagement going. And if Ashley thinks that she's going to be popular on OnlyFans or Snapchat or Kick or whatever it is, she better figure out what she's going to do, because nobody really wants to sit there and watch her stare at her phone as she texts herself back and forth and pretends that she's talking to all of her inmate boyfriends or her teenage boyfriends or her little kid boyfriends. Who knows? I don't know, because now she's asking her mods if they want to be her girlfriend. I don't know what's going on. I want out of this multiverse. Somebody come save me. In this next clip, Ashley is saying that she regrets some of the podcast and she lives and learns. But I don't really think Ashley lives and learns anything because, well, she's stupid, allegedly.
Do I regret doing the podcast? In reality, I regret some of the parts of it. I do. But you live and you learn. And I know it made me look bad, but at the end of the day, that's who I am as a person.
Did y'all hear that? I know it made me look bad, but at the end of the day, that's who I am as a person. Girl, you just said it. Nobody else said that. You said that. So the next time you're complaining about people saying bad stuff about you, girl, you said the same shit about yourself. Girl, if you've ever spoke the truth, you spoke it right there.
Like I said, the podcast was 2 hours, you guys. There's only an hour long. So you have to remember, there's an hour of it that's not there. Okay? Remember that. I was at her house from like 2 to 4. And we started around 2. So in the podcast, it was 2 hours. And there's only an hour long.
Okay, there she goes again. How predictable that she's saying that there was 2 hours worth of footage. Okay, like she just dropped a huge bombshell on us.
That was me. I was uncut. Like, that's me. What you see on there, and unfortunately today, Double G actually quit as my mod. He knew that I was already talking to Max, and me and him kind of got into it on the airplane over text messaging.
I have a question, Ashley. How old is Double G? Is he over the age of 12? You think we don't know, but we know.
And then whenever I land, I look at my TikTok and it said he quit as a mod. So he's no longer my mod. I was actually talking to him before I talked to Max, and then he found out about Matt. It's just, you know. So I've been dealing with that too today.
Did he find out about Max and Max found out about him? Or did his mommy find out that he shouldn't be on TikTok? And if you're wondering what the heck am I talking about, wait till the end of this video, because I'm going to let you in on a very big secret that some internet detectives are working on as we speak. In this next clip, Ashley's telling us what a great mom she is because her daughter, who is like 13 years old, is finally getting comfortable with telling her when her tummy hurts or she has a boo-boo.
Y'all down me as a mom, but in reality, Eviana, when something happens to her or she's going through something, she will text me. And like right now, she showed me her hand and it's better.
Okay. So the hand, we got to talk about the hand. So Eviana got hurt in Miami or wherever they were around the Miami area. So she gets burned. I don't really know how she got burned. So if you know, let me know in the comments below. I couldn't find the source of where this injury came from. But there's a clip of Ashley saying that, you know, her daughter's burned, I don't know what to do. And then Max is telling her, well, you know, if she's burned really bad, then you need to take her to urgent care. Ashley literally comes up with every dumb excuse you can think of, including, well, I gotta get up early in the morning. If I can find that clip, I'll pop it in right here. If not, I tried.
I clean that.
Hey, what could I put on her burn?
Stop using the microphone, show you. Oh, her burn. I thought you said her head. I really think you should take her to urgent care if it is bad. Send me a picture of it.
Then I'm gonna have to get a freaking Uber.
Okay. I mean, just because you have to get an Uber doesn't mean you shouldn't take her to the urgent care.
I know, but I have to get up early.
Guys, I would collect that.
And then she's like, do you think it'll scar? And I said no. And then she's like, when do you think it'll go away? Like, she's trying, you know, like she's finding comfort and asking me, her mom, you know, the mom, because I'm her mom, the mom that has custody of her still, you know, because y'all think I lost it, but I didn't.
Okay, if she's 13 and she's just now finding comfort in asking her mom, because you're her mom, the one that gave birth to her and the one that has custody of her, when her burn is going to heal or if you think it's going to scar, that is something a 3-year-old should be comfortable asking you as the mother that gave birth to them. Not something that a 13-year-old is just now getting comfortable asking you about. And the fact that you think that is normal is absolutely ridiculous. No wonder Camila named her podcast The World's Worst Mom. Because guess what? You're pretty fucking high up on that nominations list.
Yeah. So she's finding comfort in asking her mom questions.
Before I end today's video, I know you guys are all wondering about the snarky little remarks I'm making about Ashley and 12-year-olds. Well, there's a story that I am working on right now where it has come out that some of Ashley's top gifters have been found out, allegedly, to be little kids as young as 7 or 8 years old. There is a whole backstory to this. There's some very serious allegations going around the internet about PDF file rings and Ashley's association to those groups. But what do you guys think about today's video? Do you think that Ashley's a great mom because her 13-year-old daughter is just now finding comfort in coming and talking to her about her boo-boos? Or do you think that Ashley is the most delusional person on the planet, the worst mom on the planet, and who subscribed to her OnlyFans? Stop giving her money. Oh, and while you're not giving Ashley money, remember, you guys owe me lunch money because I said she was going to start at OF. I told you, called it. That Ashley Trevino has been staying at the Bop House, but it's not what you think. Hey everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things internet drama and Ashley Trevino. And if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss a video. This past Friday, Camila, one of the most popular members of the Bop House, sat down on her podcast and interviewed Ashley Trevino. And Ashley's not happy with the way it came out.
Camila made $60,000 and I didn't get nothing out of it. So you know what? She will be hearing from my people.
Today we're going to have a look at a few of the highlights from the video. And I'm going to give you my thoughts, theories, and opinions based off of these highlights.
Your Gucci bag at 15.
You know what? I might have not had a Gucci bag, but I had their dad, okay? At 15, so. We were dating at 14.
Well, we're starting off with a bang. We're going to get through this together. So a little bit of context to this clip right here. Camila's talking about the fact that Ashley got her daughter a Gucci handbag at 15. And who needs a handbag at 15? Especially a Gucci handbag, especially when they don't have beds. So this is kind of the start of that part of the conversation. And as per usual, Ashley's laughing and being super weird as she answers the questions. I really don't know what's funny about the fact that she had their dad at 15. To me, that's kind of embarrassing. What are you doing at 15? It shouldn't be forming lifelong relationships. Well, maybe, I don't know. Did you marry the person you were with when you were 15? I know I didn't. When I was 15, what was I doing? Probably out causing a ruckus. It's the embarrassment on her daughter's faces. The older one literally gasped, I would say with embarrassment.
But they clip is not, it's not in my control.
These poor kids. You know, I thought really long and hard about if I was going to be blurring the faces of Haley and Eviana. And at the end, I decided that I'm not going to blur their faces. I am going to show their faces because there are parts of this interview where they themselves, with their whole chest, call out their mother. And I think they deserve to have that put out onto my platform so people can see how strong these girls are, even though Ashley Trevino is their mother. In this next clip, is her name Camila?
Few minutes later.
In this next clip, Camila is asking Ashley if she feels remorseful or just feels bad or takes accountability for the fact that her daughters have lost friends. And believe it or not, Ashley's gonna say no, that has nothing to do with her.
Hey mom, I'm having friends over. You don't, like, you would say no to them having friends over if you knew you were gonna go live. So you don't feel like any sort of guilt or sadness that they've lost friends because of it and they've expressed
No,
that.
because it's not even for that reason, to be honest. I feel like some of their friends are jealous because of the life that they have.
They're jealous of the life that they have. What do you mean? They're jealous of the fact that their mom goes on live and shows her milk duds. They're jealous of the fact that their mother goes on live and uses her gardening supplies. They're jealous of the fact that their mom is dating 19-year-olds. They're jealous of the fact that their mom is serving alcohol to underage minors who shouldn't be drinking and really shouldn't even be in her house. They're jealous of the fact that their mom dates inmates. They're jealous of the fact that their mother spends all her money gifting randos on the internet because she thinks they have cute little faces. You think they're jealous of the fact that their mom wears the same shirt 17 days in a row before she takes a shower? You think they're jealous of your bed bugs? I don't think so, Ashley. I don't think that any of your daughter's friends are jealous of them or jealous of you. The only person jealous of you is probably yourself, if that's even possible.
They don't go to school anymore. They're homeschooled.
You know those girls ain't homeschooled. When was the last time they were in school? Girl, I was on live last night and your daughter was on live at 1:30 in the morning. Now, what was I doing up at 1:30 in the morning? I was editing a video. What were you doing up at 1:30 in the morning? Talking to rando 19-year-olds on the internet?
You know, they can just get up and leave, take a trip. And honestly, I mean, there's reasons why I pulled Haley out of school. because she wasn't talking to certain friends anymore also. Right. And it wasn't because of me.
No, Ashley, it's never because of you. Nothing is ever because of you. You don't have bed bugs because of you. You don't serve alcohol to underage minors because of you. You're not an embarrassment to your family members because of you. It's not you. It couldn't be you. Not possibly you, because you got big ass Gucci glasses and fake Louis Vuittons and Temu lawyers. It could never be you.
It was because of things that when you're a teenage girl, you and your friends fight.
And even if she did say, she was like, I've lost friends because of my mom and what she does in the lives and stuff. So in my opinion, I feel like as a mom, I'd be like, damn, like, I'm sorry. Like, I would be like, I would want an apology from my mom and be like, look, I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings. I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. But at some point, it's like, you would not be a topic of conversation with her friends if it wasn't for your online presence. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. Like, if you worked a regular 9 to 5, in a regular job where it wasn't plastered all over social media and you weren't, granted, one of the most controversial people right now, there wouldn't be anything to fight about. Like, yeah, they're 16. Yeah, they're going through like hormonal shit and whatever, y'all. I don't know what happens at 16 anymore. Hopefully not crazy. But I would feel some sort of way, especially given that, you know, she literally just said like, yeah, like, they don't like coming around or they feel some way about what my mom says. And then to sit here and be like, oh no, like, it's not me at all. Like,
I did have a 9 to 5.
There has to be some accountability, though.
Yeah, I did have a 9 to 5.
She's not asking you to take accountability for the fact that you don't have a 9 to 5 and you're on TikTok all the time. She's asking you, how is it that the rest of us in the world knows what she's asking you, and you're sitting there in the Bop House right beside her and you don't know what she's asking you to take accountability for, Ashley? She is asking you to take accountability for the fact that her daughters don't go to school because they get made fun of, they're embarrassed, and they've lost friends because of you. That's what she wants you to take accountability for. That's what she wants you to apologize to your daughters for. You're an idiot. You literally took the last sentence that she said out of that whole statement and responded to that as though that's what she's asking you to take accountability for. Have you lost all of your brain cells? Have you sang the new song so much that you don't have any brain cells left because you're incapable of thinking past as Santos because he knows it smells so well? I feel like if I walked by you, I would smell smoke coming off of your body if you tried to form a complete thought, because your brain would literally catch on fire and you would just self-combust. Allegedly. How much more footage do I have? Because this is going to give me nightmares for a month. In this next clip, Camille, what is this girl's fucking name?
6.5 hours later.
In this next clip, Camila asked Ashley how much she's made in a single live, and her answer may make you fall out of your seat. So if you've got anything that can strap you down, you might want to grab that before you hit play. So you might want to pause this video, grab something, tie yourself down to the bed or your chair, but not too tight, because you know we don't need any issues before you hit play, because you were literally gonna fall out.
I've ever made on TikTok live was $12,000
In one sitting?
Yes.
In one live?
Yes.
How many hours?
Like 2.5.
You made 12 grand in 2.5
yeah.
hours. That will be bagging fake, y'all.
I know, I'm stopping already. I'm gonna stop a lot. I'm gonna crash out a lot. It's just the way this video is gonna go. Just buckle up, Buttercup, because this is gonna be a rough ride. But something's going to happen right here that made me just kind of sit back and look at Camila a little bit differently. You know, we like to sit here and place judgment on people when they do bad things. And maybe that includes the Bop House. Maybe it doesn't. To be completely honest, I don't know enough about the Bop House to say that what they do is bad. Look, I know what the Bop House girls allegedly do. I've never seen it with my own eyes. I'm never going to. But I can say this, at least what they're doing is put behind a paywall, and they're not doing it on live on a random Wednesday night. Anyway, as per usual, Ashley does her weird laugh, and the fact that I can see Ashley with no filter on and she's in 4K and her face is a completely different shape than what I thought it was. Like, how do you go from one shape to this shape? Listen, I don't care if you use filters. Filters are fine. If you're not selling makeup, if you're not selling skincare, I don't care if you use filters. However, whatever kind of voodoo magic filters this lady is using has got me screaming from the inside out. She literally looks nothing like she looks like online. It's wild to me. So seeing her laugh made me take a step back. I had to gather myself. I had to look inside myself and tell myself, self, you're okay. This is okay. You're going to be fine. Anyway, listen to what Camila says next, because what she says next is going to start to show you what the rest of this podcast is going to be like.
And her kids still don't have a bed. So what's that funny? Yeah, what's funny? Nothing's that funny when your kids don't have a damn bed. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm sorry, but that's funny to me. The way Camila has Ashley like cackling and that weird laugh she does. She literally looks at her and goes, but your kids don't have beds, so it's not that funny. That is hilarious to me. Go Camila, go. I'm team Camila all the way. Well, at least in this situation.
Oh, well, that's why they're enjoying the hotel bed.
That I paid for?
Just kidding.
How is the hotel bed, you guys? Is it good? Wonderful? You like having a nightstand?
Yeah, comfy.
No bed bugs?
No bed bugs.
Ew.
Oh my God. See, I'm team Camila. Okay, so far, so good. I'm loving how this podcast is going, because you know what? What I have said from the beginning when I started these videos a month ago was that somebody needs to bring Ashley out of those Delulu clouds that she lives in and bring her back down to reality. She needs to be grounded, and I'm starting to think that Camila may not only ground her, but she might put her through the floor. In this next clip, Camila is asking Ashley about Max, or Ashley is just volunteering the information. I can't really remember how it goes in the podcast form, because again, these are just clips that we're looking at today. But basically, Ashley's telling Camila that Max is a Christian and she's saving herself for marriage. And based off of what we've learned about Ashley, at least over the last month that I've been covering her, is that Ashley seems the exact opposite of some Christian values when it comes to certain things. Maybe not all. I don't know Ashley's walk with God. I'm not going to put speculation on that. But I do know that Ashley is a very overly physical person.
Well, this one is actually a Christian.
Okay.
And so he told me he is saving himself until marriage. So literally,
bro, you got a song about your new and you think you're going to last with a man that wants to save himself for marriage? No, be so for real.
No, but that's what I told him. And he's like, no, like by my religion, like he hasn't dated a girl in 5 years either. Everybody thinks that. He's on my TikTok. He's always in my life.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe a bi man is what you need.
You want to know how it smells? Ask Max. He knows it smell well. I'm just kidding.
Stop giving her money. And stop singing that song.
I'm just kidding.
Also, look at Haley and Eviana's faces. They are embarrassed by you, Ashley. It's not them or their friends or their friends' parents or the cafeteria lady that's embarrassed, that they are embarrassed by, or that makes them feel embarrassed. It's you. That clip alone shows the world how embarrassed your own daughters are of you. You're not somebody they look up to. You're not somebody they aspire to be like. You're not even somebody I think that they even like, allegedly. And it's the fact that Ashley is doing that weird cackling laugh that she's doing, and no one else in the room is laughing. Not Haley, not Evie, not Camila, not the Bop girls in the background, not the cameraman, not the sound man, not the lighting man, not the neighbors across the street. Nobody is laughing except for you, Ashley. You're weird, allegedly.
Hey, yo, chat, clip that.
Did you hear that? Camila said, hey, yo, chat, clip that. See, Camila's smart. Camila knows what's going to happen here. She, in my opinion, knows how Ashley's going to answer these questions. She knows that Ashley's not that very smart and that Ashley's not going to catch on to the undertones of this interview. What you're going to see throughout the course of this video is very true. Ashley has no idea what's really happening in this interview. And what she thinks it is, it's not that at all. See, in my opinion, Ashley thought that when she came to the Bop House, it would open up doors for her and her OnlyFans. And if that wasn't the case, why would she mention before she went to this interview that she's had an OnlyFans for 3 years, but she just hasn't uploaded anything to it in a while? That, to me, is her way of fishing to see if anybody's interested in seeing her noo-noo and what it smells like. Well, you can't smell on TV. Thank God. In this next clip, Camila is asking Ashley's daughters if they feel like they've ever been used for clout or views or monetary gain or whatever the case is on TikTok. Her daughters are going to give their perspective, and watch Ashley's response. It's like she doesn't hear anything anyone says around her, at least when it comes to calling her out for her bad behavior.
She can exploit situations to get views.
I'm gonna be real, yeah.
Because that's the game. But that's your kid.
No.
She said yes.
I don't do it with them. I mean, I don't really like to talk about them, honestly. When it comes to my lives now, I tell them if y'all have anything to say about the kids, I'm not answering it. If anything, I protect them now.
What do you mean you protect them? You don't protect your daughters. Remember in one of my videos, you're literally telling some random inmate that they can take your daughter to their house as long as they don't make you a grandma and take advantage of your daughter. And I'm pretty sure that was the baby that was standing beside you in that interview, that was standing beside you in that phone call. And if that's the case, at the time, she had to be like 10 years old. You are sick. You don't do anything to protect your daughters. You're still the same lady that was exposing herself to Santos on live while your daughter was in the house. And we know she was in your house because there's clips of you because you had to go pee so bad and you're going into the bathroom as Eviana or Haley or one of them is coming out of the bathroom. You had your door open the entire time. You were exposing your ugly little milk duds to Santos and the rest of the world, traumatizing everybody on live that night. How are you protecting your daughters then? You're not doing anything to protect your daughters. All you're doing is causing them more pain. You idiot. Allegedly? Does that fit in there? I don't know.
When they come in my room, I cover the camera. When they're around, I don't film them.
But have you done that in the past? Have you taken a situation and used it for views regarding the kids? Would you feel like maybe she has done that ever?
Yeah, but not me, my sister. You've taken her when she was sick and you were begging for money.
Did y'all hear that? Haley said you were begging for money. Girl, if your 15-year-old is saying you're begging for money.
When?
You said send the Galaxy to know about my baby girl's health when I was in the hospital.
Oh, that's because that was like a while back though. But you weren't even in the hospital.
Yeah, but no, but I still didn't like that.
Yeah,
because
we've already.
You wanted my information out for a Galaxy.
I was literally.
Those two statements right there from Haley and from Eviana were the deciding factor in me blurring their faces and not blurring their faces. The fact that those two precious beautiful little girls said with their whole chest, yes, you do take advantage of us, or yes, you do use us for money, and you were willing to share my health information even though I didn't want you to for a galaxy. These girls deserve all of the followers they have. If you're following Ashley, stop following Ashley and start following these little girls. Wait, don't do that, because if you follow Ashley, you're probably weird.
You said send the galaxy to know about my baby girl's health when I was in the hospital.
Oh, that's because that was like a while back though. But you weren't even in the hospital.
Yeah, but no, but I still didn't like that.
Yeah,
because
we've already.
You wanted my information out for a galaxy.
Do you see how she kind of dismisses that? Yeah, but you weren't even in the hospital. And then Eviana comes back at her, which by the way is her favorite. She comes back at her and tells her, yeah, but I didn't like that. And Ashley literally just kind of throws her hand up dismissively. You will never be able to convince me that this lady cares about these kids at all. Never, ever, never, ever, 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 never. Something that happens here that just makes me so angry about Ashley. She is always gaslighting these kids or trying to find ways to manipulate the situation. And the fact that her daughter, because what happens right here is her daughter is saying the wrong name of a top gifter or just a gifter or whatever. So Ashley takes that opportunity to do her weird laugh and kind of make the conversation about this gifter versus the fact that she was giving her daughter's health information for a fucking galaxy.
Literally, like Angelito, they could send you, they could send you a galaxy.
I don't have a follower.
What's his name then?
Stop saying it.
Oh, double T. Don't stop saying it.
You sold her out for a galaxy? You sold her out for a galaxy?
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like
She's
that.
In the hospital. Give me a galaxy if you want to know what's wrong with her.
She was in the hospital.
Say sorry. Say sorry right now. She's about to cry. Give her a hug and say sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
That's send a galaxy to help me pay the medical bills.
No,
wow.
Like that.
The fact that Camila is saying I'm sorry before Ashley will because she's too busy over there doing that weird fucking laugh is crazy to me. A Bop House girl has more care, concern, and compassion for Ashley's kids than she does. Like, at this point, the Bop House is like way up here and Ashley's way down here. Stop sending her money. In this next clip, Camila is talking to Max because Ashley has outed Max as her soon-to-be boyfriend or whatever that was going to be, which is not the case anymore because he's already done with her. That lasted about 17 hours. And Max is basically saying, well, Camila, I thought you could do it, which kind of opened up this whole floodgate to where now Camila is supposedly going to buy Ashley's daughter's beds. But that's a whole nother story. But, well, let's just watch this play out.
I haven't even met her children yet, who, by the way, don't have bedside tables and or beds. And you're her top gifter, so I think you should probably buy her kids, probably take her kids on a shopping spree or something.
Well, that's the thing. Once we're married, we could do that. I know, Camila, I thought you could do it.
I'll take on that role, but
Okay, we'll take on until I get there in Miami.
are you using Ash for her money?
Am I using her for her money? Why would I be using someone for my money when I send them money?
That's it. All right.
Alrighty.
All right, Max.
In this next clip, Ashley's saying as long as you're over 21, you're okay with her because at the end of the day, you can take her to the bar and buy her some drinks.
Because
But 23 is okay.
literally you're over 21. Yeah, we can go to the bar and you can buy me a drink. And you can buy me a drink. At my wedding, we can have an open bar and I ain't got to worry about you going to jail or me going to jail for drinking underage. Yes.
Okay. To each their own.
Literally.
I could never. 23, your brain isn't fully developed. You haven't experienced life enough to be able to withhold what I deem to be a marriage. being the fact that you were 36 with 2 kids, like you have a very adult life.
Yeah.
And I feel like for someone that's 23 to enter that, or even any younger than that, even 25, 26, 27, like I feel like in these developmental stages in life, you don't need to be worried about someone, like, not saying someone else's kids, because if you fall in love, you fall in love. But I feel like in my head, it's like, why would you go for someone who is underdeveloped?
So with that, I always
Because your brain does not fully develop till the age of 25.
Yeah, but age to me is, I mean, literally, if you're over the age, you're an adult, you're going to be the one to tell yourself what to do at that point, you know? And he's on his own. He doesn't live with his parents. He's already went to school.
Basic requirements, by the way.
Literally, like, I mean, there's so much more I can say about him, but I don't want to put his business out there.
So here's Ashley missing the whole reason behind this question or this statement. So Camila's basically telling her, hey, like, you do realize that the human brain isn't fully developed until you're 25, and you're sitting here at 36 saying it's okay to date someone as long as they're over 18 or 21 or whatever the case is. And even Camila herself is saying that if she were, you know, Ashley's age, she couldn't imagine dating someone that age. They're at 21, 23, you are just starting life, you're figuring it out. Maybe you're still in college, or you've just graduated, or you're trying to work and save up money. Whatever the case is, you're not thinking about raising 2 teenage daughters. And Ashley's still not getting it. Her response to Camila saying, hey, you realize the human brain isn't fully developed until you're 25, is her going, well, as long as you're over 18, you can make your own decisions.
Right. But why do you think you go for young? Have you never tried a guy that's older, or maybe in the same, at least 30?
Yeah. So a lot of my exes are 30. Like,
Ashley, you mean the inmates that you date are in their 30s?
The guy that I'm about to divorce this month, he's actually...
You're married right now.
I am married.
You're currently married.
I'm currently married. I've been married since 2022.
There she goes again. She's the only person in the room that thinks any of this is funny. Her kids look mortified. How embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed for her kids. I feel so bad for her kids. The fact that they're going to go home and they're going to have to live with this for the rest of their lives, or at least until they're 18. Because I guarantee you, as soon as they hit 18 on their 18th birthday, probably the night before at midnight, Ashley's going to have their stuff in a trash bag along with all her bed bugs, and she's going to kick them out to the curb. Or, well, she might not even have to, because they stay at her parents' house all the time, so they might be safe.
Currently married, and you're planning a wedding right now with another man.
Mm-hmm. But the wedding's not going to happen tomorrow.
Not real.
This is what you wanted.
Not scripted.
This is
I just need everyone. This is not scripted.
You want the real.
Tell me how you feel, because I know you're waiting to say something.
Yeah, my mom is married. She's married. They're getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is awful.
You hate him? Not a good guy. No. Have you seen him?
Yeah, we've met him. We went to visit.
He's in prison. Why are you laughing? I'm gonna cry.
Yes. Why are you crying?
Because, girl, you are crazy. She married a man in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
This is her second marriage in prison.
Oh my God.
So here Ashley is again laughing because she thinks Camila is laughing because, you know, the situation is funny. The fact that she's married to a prisoner and that it's her second prison marriage and all this crap. Camila is not laughing because she thinks it's funny or, you know, that's crazy. Like, girl, you so crazy in a good way. She's laughing because she doesn't know what else to do in this situation. She probably wants to say some things to you right now that she can't say in front of your kids. And this is the only way that she can release that energy is through stomping her foot on the floor and laughing it out. I've been there before, and trust me, the things going on inside Camila's head are not good.
You want to come? Y'all just come live with us. Just come live with us.
Yes, please.
You just-
Well, they have 2 new members.
The fuck? What do you mean? The fuck you mean they'll have 2 new members, Ashley? Even Camila's looking at you like you're crazy. Do you not understand what is wrong with that statement? That's not funny, no matter how you say it. I don't care if you say it in English, in Spanish, and Japanese, and French, and Portuguese, and Italian. I don't care how you fucking say that sentence. That's not funny. That's disgusting. In this next clip, Camila asked Haley and Eviana if they have beds. And if you were wondering, well, Haley sets the record straight.
Question. Do you have beds?
Well, I don't live with my mom.
But at your mom's house?
No.
I'm going to Zelle you. I'm going to give you money for, I want a bed, 2 mattresses, 2 of them. I want a headboard and 2 nightstands. I'm going to order that before you leave this house today. And I'm going to insert the clip of the receipt.
There's a story behind that.
Okay, so for me, there's a little bit of fear here. I can kind of see it in Eviana's face a little bit more than Haley's, but the way Haley says yes and her lips are very tight, you can tell that she wants to put this information out there, but she could allegedly be afraid of the outcome that's going to happen from her telling the truth. And I think this is even more evident in the fact that Ashley lets out a little giggle. I think that giggle is supposed to sway the room into thinking that all of this is funny and it's cutesy, but it's not funny and it's not cutesy, it's disgusting.
Okay.
Please tell me why your children don't have beds.
I wonder what excuse she's gonna come up with.
Because my mom was actually going to go look at a furniture store because I don't go anywhere publicly at all.
Because you're just that bitch.
Literally. No, like I really don't. Like if I go out, I'm going to get noticed.
Okay, wait a minute. It's okay for you to go out and get noticed at the mall with all of your Temu teenage friends and your Temu security, but it's not okay for you to go out to a furniture store and get noticed so your kids can have a bed to sleep on at night. Girl, be so for real.
I'm going to get noticed.
Yeah, no.
And if I don't have my security guard, I'm not going anywhere. My mom actually told me 2 weeks ago.
Wait a minute. Sorry. Gotta stop it again. What the fuck are you talking about 2 weeks ago, Ashley? Those girls haven't had beds for months. At least since like November, I want to say. November is when I was graced by God by knowing who you were. What do you mean 2 weeks ago? What happened 4 months ago when they didn't have a bed? Why did you just start caring 2 weeks ago, but not caring enough because they still don't have beds?
She was like, or my dad said that he told my mom to go to a furniture store and I would give him my card info because here's my card. I have money.
Girl, you know you can use your card to buy a bed just like you do when you use your card to buy your DH Gate Louis Vuitton bags, right? It's all the same. You put in the card number, you hit place order, the shit shows up at your door.
I have money, but
Yes, she's rich.
no, I'm not.
I can show you the motherfucking Louis.
But
receipts,
literally, but she never did that. So, and then, I mean, like she said, she doesn't stay with me. I'm about to move because everything's just getting crazy. And so, and I don't have a guy to come build it, but hopefully I can get somebody to come build it.
I'll pay for it. Y'all are going to have 2 mattresses. You're going to have a whole 9. Okay. We're going to do a room makeover. I'm being for real. I'm going to insert the receipt from IKEA, whatever you want. I'll let you pick it out.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
but
No. What do you mean you don't have a guy to come build it? What are you talking about? Okay, wait a minute. No, I don't care. Listen, my daughter, I don't know what she did this past year, but we bought her 3 beds. 3 beds this last year because she had a day bed and it broke. well, first she had like, she wanted this platform bed. You know, the platform beds that were like popular for a while. So we got her one of those from Amazon, and I don't know, she broke it, whatever, it broke. Then we got her a day bed, and it was made out of like the iron day beds. Oh, it was so cute. I had one of those when I was a teenager. And then she was being kind of rough playing with her VR headset, and she it got broke, like one of the rails like bent. So I'm not gonna have my kids sleeping on a bed with like a bent rail. So then we bought her another one from IKEA, and so far so good there. But we've bought our daughter 3 beds in 1 year, and guess what? Every time I went to go buy the bed, either from Amazon or IKEA or whatever, there's an option to have somebody come out and build the bed for you, and it's like 70, 80 bucks. And if you're buying $300 Louis Vuitton chocolates, you can afford $80 to have some man come out and build it for you. In this next clip, Camila's making Ashley apologize to everyone she's ever offended, and Ashley, well, she doesn't seem too happy about it.
Apologize to the community that you offended in using that word.
I'm sorry to the Mexicans, okay? I will never use that.
Hispanic community.
Oh, the Hispanic community. I will never use that word again, or any racial slurs towards y'all.
Or just don't use any racial slurs.
Okay, I just said.
Okay.
I won't do any, yeah.
All right, moving on.
In this next clip, Camila is telling Ashley how the fact that her kids know about this new song, they know about her exposing herself and all the bad things Ashley has done on live in just the last few months, how it's not okay. And Ashley's literally sitting there saying, yeah, literally. But Ashley, you're the reason why they know all of this stuff happens. It's not because people watch it on TikTok. It's not because people clip it on TikTok. It's because you're the one doing it on TikTok. You idiot.
But you do have to take some accountability. You have a very messy personality and a very messy personal life, and I really hate that your kids have been brought into it, because they shouldn't know about any of this.
Literally. And
they should not know about, they don't need to know about how you're new, they don't need to know anything, and the fact that this is brought up to them is not okay. Like, that is not okay. Your kids should not know about anything. About CPS, like when some kids, like, CPS shows up, they don't even know CPS shows up. Like, I hope you do see that. I really hope you see that.
And that's the thing, like, if you ask the girls, they will tell you that they're tired of it.
As they should be, though, because that's ridiculous. Like, but even though, like, sometimes, like, your behaviors, like, as a, like, yes, I am a very strong advocate for, like, I don't talk about it often, but, like, women, when we have children, from experiences that I've heard through family members, like, the woman when she becomes a mother, it's hard to differentiate a mother, being a mother, and then being also a woman for her partner, for her husband, for herself. And I feel like you really mix those two, and it became really messy for everyone, for the public, for your children. Like, you need to take care of yourself as a woman very independently than how you would take care of yourself and present yourself as a mother. And I think that this is where everything went to shit. Because now it's publicized to 300,000 people and more.
Yeah, but then again,
because people make mistakes. Yeah, I get that. I'm not sitting here saying, you're going to hell and you're a piece of shit person, but you have done a very poor job of separating the two to the public eye, because they shouldn't have that much power over you. The public should never have that much power over you to be able to sit here and basically attack your every move. And that sucks. It does.
It sucks. Like,
and I hope that I hope that your kids are enough of a reason for maybe to dial back a bit, or just not go live and understand that, bro, like, I hope this doesn't affect them later. I don't know. I think that's why people would call you an unfit mother. I think there is basis as to why someone would call you an unfit mother.
So right here, Camila is telling Ashley a bunch of things that I agree with wholeheartedly. And you have to remember that Camila is, what she does for a profession is very, what can we call it?
A few moments later.
And she's sitting here as a 22-year-old person. She's speaking facts to Ashley. And the fact that Ashley sits there and she goes, yeah, and that's what I don't like. What do you mean that's what you don't like? You're the one doing these things. Nobody on the internet is telling you to open up your shirt and show your milk duds to Santos. Nobody on the internet is telling you to go off camera and use your gardening supplies. Nobody is on the internet telling you to get drunk every night, allegedly. Nobody on the internet is telling you not to take care of your children and not to get them beds. Nobody on the internet is telling you to date teenagers, and nobody on the internet is telling you to marry multiple inmates. That's you. You're the one doing it. That's what Camila is telling you. She's telling you that you should not be doing these things, that your kids should not know these things at their age, and your kids should not be subject to what you're doing to them. She's telling you that you are the problem, and you're literally sitting there and going, yeah, that's what I don't like. What are you talking about, you moron? Then stop doing it.
Do you see why?
That's the thing. Also, people don't realize they've only came into my life very
recently.
Yes.
Right.
What are you talking about, Ashley, that we've only been in your life for a short amount of time? You're sitting there saying that, well, we don't really know what it's like because they've only seen us for a little short while, as you're sitting there with a brand new gardening tool on your thigh. What are you talking about, you idiot? It doesn't matter if the internet has seen you for a few weeks, for a few months, or a few years. You are responsible for what the internet sees. Everyone at home watching this video has probably only seen a few of my videos. They've probably only known me for like a month maximum, because that's when I started talking about you. And the fact that you are saying, well, they don't really know me because it's only been a few months. So what? In those few months, we see you every day. The people that watch me at home, you guys, you don't see me every day. You see me a few times a week. But I'm sure you've already formed some sort of a baseline opinion about what you think of me as a person, as a content creator, and someone who brings them information. It doesn't matter how long you've been on the internet exposing yourself to the world. We know or have a baseline idea of what kind of person you are. That's all I'm saying.
So they don't know how it raised my kids.
But even in that small short of time, they formulated such a massive opinion. How does that not hurt your feelings?
It doesn't get to me because of the fact that I know what type of mother I am, and my kids will tell me every day, you're not a bad mom.
Your kids are always going to say you're not a bad mom. Your kids are not going to come to you in your face and say, hey mom, you f***ing suck. Hey mom, the fact that you show your milk duds and use your gardening supplies on live hurts my feelings and it's affecting me. You know how I know that? Because in my last video, we were talking about the fact that you yourself said that your 13-year-old daughter is just now finding comfort and coming to you and asking you dumbass questions like, do you think my burn is gonna have a scar? And it's not a dumb question because she asked it. It's dumb because you think that that's something that my 13-year-old is finally comfortable with asking me. She should have been comfortable coming to you asking you those kinds of questions as soon as she could form the sentence in her sweet little mouth, you idiot. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Ashley's ever going to take accountability for the fact that she's a bad mom? Or do you think that Ashley's always going to live in the land of Delulu and she's never going to get her head out of the clouds? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. It's not funny. It's not funny that your kids sleep on an air mattress that deflates in the middle of the night and it's held together with duct tape. It's not funny that your kids would rather stay at their grandparents' house than with you. It's not funny that you go online and you make a fool of yourself for a couple of $1,000s every day. Not only does Camila from the Bop House clock Ashley in her podcast, but she's clocking her once again, and she brought receipts. Hey everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on internet drama and Ashley Trevino. And if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss a video. So in today's video, we are going over the backlash that has happened since Ashley Trevino did the interview with Camila at the Bop House, and Camila's coming with receipts.
And then you're gonna come on live and start bawling your eyes out, talking about some, oh, I was looking at houses while I was in Miami. Like, it's laughable. Like, you live in delusion. Like, this is crazy work. You live, like, she made up a universe inside of her dense ass head, and just, I said I was gonna buy her kids, like, I was gonna give her kids, like, a makeover, right? Like, and I will do that. I have texted her, and said, hey, please let me know what the girls want. I've reached out to Haley and asked her to send me what the girls want. I have literally asked her. I will, where can I post the screenshots? Like, how can I prove it? Like, I will post them on my Snapchat. Why would I lie? Like, what is the issue? Like, why would I lie? And it's very predictable for her to go on live and start talking crazy. Like, 2 days ago, she wasn't saying, Camila's the sweetest person ever. Like, she's going to buy my kids a whole new bedroom set. Like, she's so sweet. She even let us extend our stay. I wasn't even going to say anything about the fact that you never asked me to extend your stay. Not to mention, you never asked me. You just told me to pay you. You just literally sent me a text and said, oh, they used my card. It was $1,039. I remember it was $1,039. You can just tell me. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna argue with you, bro. I'm not gonna argue over $1,000. Whatever. Like, I just was thinking, like, I have other things to worry about. Like, let me just pay her and just get this shit out of my face. Like, I don't care. Yeah, I'm not gonna let her lie on my name. Like, that's absolutely crazy. Yeah, you regret doing the podcast because look how it turned out for you. But I bet you if everybody started loving you, I gave you an opportunity. And I didn't even think I was not that disrespectful. It could have been a lot worse. And I'm not a horrible human being. I'm not going to sit there and attack you because that's not fair. I want to get to the bottom of things. So I asked you very direct questions, and I think I did a very good job at it.
But there's something that Camila says right here that I think we really need to take a second and appreciate. Camila says that she gave her the opportunity to essentially turn all of Ashley's haters into supporters. And she's absolutely right. She gave Ashley the opportunity to turn this into something positive. But between Ashley's Temu lawyers and her Temu manager, she went on this podcast and made a complete fool of herself with the cringeworthy laughing and not realizing the undertone of this podcast, which was Camila calling her out for being such a bad parent.
And that's why I called my mom earlier whenever I heard that my daughter said that she's going to expose everything when she's 18, right? What is there to expose? I've been taking care of you since you were born. What are you going to expose? There's nothing to expose, baby girl. This TikTok stuff is getting to her head, and I guarantee you Heffa got into her head too. I just always said I would never stop my kids from talking to Heffa. If me and her fell off, I would never. But for her to sit there and make that remark, and then she blocked me on TikTok because I was telling her to get off live last night. So she thought it was cool to block me. What is she going to expose? All the CPS cases have been closed.
And of course, when there's all this backlash, Ashley's going to blame somebody. And of course, it's not going to be herself. It's either going to be Camila or Haley.
And lie, saying that she never even bought, I never even bought your kids stuff because you never texted me back. But you had no problem texting me back about extending your stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Huh?
The fact that Ashley would even message her asking her to extend her stay makes my skin crawl. Like, if you want to stay longer for whatever reason, I don't think it was like anything to do with your family, because all you did was really sit on your balcony and cry. Like, you're an idiot.
Wednesday, okay, sent me a screenshot of her trying to change the flight info. This is the last thing that was said was, hope they had fun. The next thing she sent me is a screenshot of her trying to change the flight. Didn't ask me anything, like did not say anything. She said, would I be able to change the flight to this one so we can stay until Sunday? I said, yeah, let me check. I think so. And clock it right here. I said, let me know what they want for their rooms. She didn't answer that. She did not say anything. She said, okay, so I extended until Friday. It was $1,039, but do I do the flight for you? Excuse... What? Look.
Okay, so the sending the flight thing, I can kind of understand, you know, because maybe Camila booked it through her agency or her management or whatever. So that, yeah, okay, maybe that makes sense. But Ashley being so bold and so comfortable with telling Camila that she extended her hotel stay, because that's what she's telling her. She's telling her, hey, I extended my hotel stay. It was $1,039 or whatever. The audacity of her to do that, because think about it for a second. So if I'm doing a podcast and I have guests that come, I'm going to pay for their flight. I'm going to pay for their accommodations. And if that person says that they want to extend their flight, then sure, I'm going to take care of them, because to Camila's point, usually you can extend it within a certain time frame and it's free or it's very cheap. But then if that person goes on to message me and tell me that they went ahead and extended their hotel and gave me a price point, that means that that person is asking me to pay for that hotel stay without asking me to pay for that hotel stay. The audacity, the entitlement, the self-serving attitude that is Ashley Trevino, it's just crazy. Like, there's no way I could do that. I just couldn't do it. Most people would pay for their own hotel stay, because them staying an extra few days has nothing to do with the podcast, and that wasn't the original agreement. She was already putting them in the Ritz-Carlton, which is like $1,000 a night. To me, Ashley is going to take whatever she can get. And one of my very first videos on Ashley Trevino, I said that she may be an opportunist. And if she is, she's even more dangerous than I thought she could be. And this is just starting to prove to me that not only is she an opportunist, but she might be starting to become one of the most dangerous people on the internet. Here's the other thing about the podcast. Ashley was there with her kids. Now, I still don't know if I agree with her taking her kids there or not. I'm kind of back and forth. But the fact is that the kids went there. It was obvious that the older one wanted to go to the podcast. So, you know, that's not the most important thing I'm going to debate with myself right now. There's so many other things that I can fight with myself when it comes to Ashley Trevino. If the girls went on the podcast or not, it's just kind of low on my totem pole right now.
Babe, you want to flex your rich, pay for your night at the Ritz-Carlton. I thought I was in my opinion, I thought I was very respectful. I was kind. Questions that everyone wanted to know in a respectful manner and in a way where I gave her an opportunity and an opening, and even in an environment that was comfortable enough for her to be able to speak her truth. And I didn't twist anything. It is what it is. Period. I thought you left and we were chilling.
Ashley could have answered those questions any way she wanted to. She could have been poised, graceful. She could have answered with sincerity. But instead, she laughed and cackled her way through the interview like an idiot. Allegedly.
To make you look bad or to play a narrative, I asked you very specific questions and you answered them. Whether you were dense enough to understand. Like, we were chilling, we were vibing. I gave you an opportunity to be able to speak and tell your story with your children there. So there's no if, and, or buts. Like, there's no, like, me twisting anything, because there are 3 people in the room that know your story. You and your specifically did that for a reason. And I know there was a lot of controversy behind the girls being at the Bop House, but obviously my podcast setup is there. That's where we're staying right now. So that's just what it was. I obviously understand why, and I could see how you guys could obviously be upset about that, but that was never my intention. But Anyway, what's something else? She said that she regrets doing it. What did you think I was going to ask you about?
Okay, that's a valid question, Ashley. What did you think Camila was going to ask you about? Did you think she was going to ask you about your Louis Vuitton collection, your nail art, your ugly ass romper that you were wearing, your goofy ass extensions? What did you think you guys were going to talk about? Why did you really think she was asking you to come on her podcast? I mean, come on, Ashley. Did you really think that she was going to ask you to be one of her newest members? Actually, she probably did.
You think I'm going to sit there and be like, let's just be besties? Like, no, girl. Like, I'm going to address everything that's been said because, and I said it on my live. Like, this is me talking to myself. There's no rebuttal. There's no one there to talk back to me, right? So it was simply me sitting there going back and forth with you, and I let you speak, right? She said, she was like, oh, like, if I knew the podcast was going to be yada, 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 I would have asked her for payment. I paid for first class tickets. I paid for her to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, and not to mention, I will pull up the text. I can use their phone to look at it. She messaged me and was like, hey, do you mind if I extend my flight to stay longer? No, I don't mind because I could extend the flight for free, right? That's all she asked me. I did it anyway. She extended the flight to wherever. I don't know when the hell she stayed till. And then automatically calls the front desk to the Ritz-Carlton and just books an extra night, books an extra 2 nights. I don't even know how many nights she stayed. And then texts me to pay for it. Babe, you literally sat on my podcast talking about you have some budget. You have a Louis bed. Your kids don't have beds, and you were asking me to pay for an extra night. What happened to budget? What happened to you having security? What happened to all that? Babe, you want to flex, you're rich, pay for your night at the Ritz-Carlton. I thought I was in my opinion, I thought I was very respectful. I was kind. Her questions that everyone wanted to know in a respectful manner and in a way where I gave her an opportunity and an opening, and even in an environment that was comfortable enough for her to be able to speak her truth. And I didn't twist anything. It is what it is. Period. I thought you left and we were chilling.
What happened to your managers, Ashley? Shouldn't they have negotiated pay? I mean, maybe you should stop getting your lawyers and your managers and whoever else is on your imaginary team from Temu. Then you might actually get something out of these collabs that you're doing. And what happened to having everybody you collab with sign one of your Temu NDAs? Did you forget to take them on your first class flight when you went to go do the podcast with Camila? Maybe if you wouldn't have forgotten to have her sign your Temu NDA, she wouldn't come out and say all these things about you.
It's crazy because she literally made like $60,000 on that interview, and I didn't get paid crap. That's why I'm so upset about it too. You got paid $60,000. Somebody actually told me that, and I didn't get paid nothing.
Another thing she said was that I got paid $60,000 off of the podcast.
I got paid $60,000. Somebody actually told me that.
Okay, first of all, who told you that? Because that's crazy. I made way more. But that's none of your business. Yes, I did get paid. That's why you were on there. I paid for everything that you needed, like a hotel, your flight, even sent you first class and the Ritz-Carlton, and you didn't ask for more payment. That is not my fault. That has nothing to do with me. What happened to your manager? Before you came on the podcast, you said that you were going to have me sign something. You're just a mess. You are a literal mess.
In this next part of the live, Camila is talking about where Ashley is specifically saying you can Zelle me for the payment for her extending her stay at the Ritz-Carlton, and just the overall audacity that Ashley has. And I still can't get over the fact that Ashley even sent this message. Like, that should have stayed in the drafts. That was not a good idea. You should have asked your Temu managers. Maybe they would have told you not to do that. Girl.
You can Zell if you want. Thank you.
There's a clip of the girls not even wanting to stay.
Exactly. That's crazy. Bro, her kids are like, I want to go home. Of course you want to go home when your mom sat on the balcony and started bawling her eyes out about being a single mom and portraying this story about how she has no money and how she needs her top gifter. And they went to have buy her life. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, here's that screenshot of me sending her the money.
And originally she wanted to stay till Sunday.
I told you guys Camila was going to have receipts. There's literally the screenshot in the text thread of Camila sending her $1,039 for Ashley to stay at the hotel longer. That's crazy to me. But in this next clip, Ashley saying how Camila didn't do nothing for her kids and she still hasn't bought them beds.
No, Camila didn't get them nothing. But I already found a house, so yeah. That's happening really soon. Found a 4-bedroom. I'm excited. She literally promised, right? But yeah, no, my kids haven't gotten nothing yet, so. No, Camila didn't get them nothing. But I already found a house, so yeah. That's happening really soon. Found a 4-bedroom. I'm excited. She literally promised, right? But yeah, no, my kids haven't gotten nothing yet, so.
Girl, you're their mother. What? Oh, okay, I don't care who promises to buy them beds, because at this point, 2K has promised to buy them beds. Camila's not going to send you money, but she said she would buy the beds, and you're the one who hasn't responded to her. She wants to know what kind of furniture they want. She's not just going to buy it. She's actually showing care and consideration for your daughters by asking what they want, what kind of furniture, what kind of bed, all the nice things that normal people do. But it's not normal that a Bop House girl is more concerned about your kids having beds than you are. But nice try, Ashley. You almost got us. And this next clip, Camila's just basically on live going back and forth with one of the other girls. And they're basically outing Ashley, saying that she wanted to stay even longer. And basically, what would Camila do if that was the case? And I think Camila's response is perfect.
I was gonna make you pay for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I would have been like, yo, sucks, you can pay your credit card bill with that $12,000 you made on live, eh? Yeah, and I almost even felt bad because her kids were just, I could just tell they were so embarrassed. Like, her kids are incredible though. Like, Haley, shout out to you. And it's Evie, right? I'm saying that right? Eviana?
Eviana, yeah.
Shout out to you, girl. Y'all are literally so cute. I think y'all are incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. Congrats on 1.1 mil, baby girl. Congrats, Haley. Congrats.
Stay positive.
Anyways, y'all, I could not let her sit here and talk crazy because it's just not true. I'm still, hello, clip this. Ashley, I'm still waiting for your kids to send me what they want. If you want to send me a text about that instead of talking about me on live, because I was nothing but respectful. I was nothing but kind. And I didn't even start anything with you but honestly, you're so predictable that I could have guessed this would happen. And yeah, I didn't portray you to be bad. I still don't think you're a horrible human being. I just think you got to learn when to just, you know what I'm saying? Also, guys, is it not obvious? But like, bro, Max, the guy that she's talking to, like, it's just a repeat. Like, bro, like, he's just using it for clout. Also, did y'all peep that? When she called Max, right? On the podcast, she was like, I was like, yo, Max, like, she's talking about marrying you. Why don't you take her kids on a shopping spree? Max verbatim goes, Camila, no, I thought you could do that. Am I pregnant? I don't know about it. Did I have kids and I don't know about it? Because what are you saying? Y'all are so bold to ask people for like, this is so baffling to me.
It's so crazy to me. And then he goes, oh, I thought you could do it before I get there. And I said, are you using Ash for her money? He goes, no, I sent her money. So baby boy sent her money for her children then. You're about to play daddy in a couple months when y'all get married in Miami. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how you're 36 years old and you don't see how a 23-year-old little boy is using you for clout. Clout. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
You know what else is embarrassing? Max already broke up with Ashley because she wasn't respecting his boundaries. He didn't want the relationship to be public. She wanted it to be public. Then he said that he didn't want something. I don't know. Whatever. He didn't want it to be public, and then she made it public. And then, he didn't want his name to be mentioned on the podcast. And not only does Ashley initially say, oh, I can't say his name. And then she goes, you know, the stupid Nunu song, but says Max's name instead. So there you go. So that was like literally 15 seconds in between her saying she couldn't say who her boyfriend was, and then she says his name, and then to make it even worse, she FaceTimes him so Camila could talk to him. I mean, come on. She's not respecting anybody. She doesn't even respect herself, I don't think. Oh, and then also Max came out and said that the reason why he had to cut ties with Ashley completely is because she started to immediately try to separate from his family members, and he just wasn't going to have that.
What was the breaking point? The breaking point was basically when I felt like she didn't respect me and she was moving so fast, and my boundaries I set, she wouldn't listen to any of them. It was all basically what she wanted or not. You know, it's either go out in public or we're not doing it. Do this or we're not doing it. You can't talk to your cousin. I'm like, okay. Like, those kind of things are just a little bit too much for me. Like, I'm very close to my family, and she was being rude to my family right away. So my family was rude back. I know that wasn't okay. But, you know, she can't just be rude and not expect someone to be rude back. So, oh, let's add on to that. Also to mention that she was disrespectful to me on live. Like, she would just instantly flirt with people and act like she could drop me and like nothing. Like, oh, okay, you're gone. You did something I didn't like. Okay, you're gone. Oh, you said something I don't like. Okay, you're gone. And then always threatening me with the block button. I'm like, okay, that's not an adult thing to do. Like, let's have a conversation about it, not just block. So,
okay. Ashley, stop looking at yourself through your phone. You don't look the way you look in those filters. Your face has a completely different shape. You look completely different without those filters. It's not just the little smoothing filters to smooth out some lines and help out the under eye, dark circles, bags, or whatever the fuck you got going on. Your filters are like fucking magic. They are giving you a whole new face. Baby girl, you don't look like that. And even if you did, you don't have the right to try to separate somebody from their family. You are going to become a Lifetime movie, allegedly. You remind me of, like, if you know how they have like the Lifetime movies and it says based on true accounts or based on a true story. You are the making of a based on a true story Lifetime movie, allegedly. In this next clip, Camila showing receipts of basically where she's accommodating Ashley as much as possible by paying for the hotel as well as changing the flight and all the things, and the fact that Ashley never will respond to her when it comes to getting the beds for the kids.
She said, thank you so much for having us over. The girls really enjoyed it. I said, oh my God, thank you guys. I had fun. I hope they did too. She texted me on Wednesday, sent me a screenshot of her trying to change the flight info. The last thing that was said was, hope they had fun. The next thing she sent me is a screenshot of her trying to change the flight. I said, let me know what they want for their rooms. She didn't answer that. She did not say anything. She said, okay, so I extended until Friday. It was $1,039, but do I do the flight for you? She said, thank you so much for letting us extend one more night. The girls are excited. You could change the flight. Ain't nobody ever said you could stay. I was like, bro, I can just Zelle you. And then she said, yeah. And then I didn't respond for like 2 minutes. And she goes, yeah, you can Zelle if you want. Thank you. Okay, don't forget to have you and your sister pick out 1 nightstand, 2 dressers, boards and box springs, 4 mattresses if you need them. Thank you so much for coming out on the podcast. Y'all are so sweet.
So she was like, oh, they charged my card. Can you send me the money for it? Of course, yeah. So it came out to like $2,700 and something for like 2 days. And I was like, that's fine. Guys, I even sent her more. I sent her like interest on it because it was my bad, right? So I was like, okay, like I was like, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. My bad.
She sent her $3,000. So it was an extra $2,700 for what? I don't know, the room, the flight, whatever it is. Oh my God. And she sent her $300 extra. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
She said, thank you so much for having us over. The girls really enjoyed it. I said, oh my God, thank you guys. I had fun. I hope they did too.
This whole thing is absolutely crazy. You know what? I just have so many thoughts and questions going through my mind when it comes to the mindset that is Ashley Trevino and how we got here and why we can't seem to escape this train wreck that is her life. You know, the fact that she can just ask for money so easily, maybe that's why she was so successful as a TikTok battle person. Ashley, she really messed up. She really could have made this podcast into something that could have changed a lot of opinions about her. She could have gone on there and said, yes, I did these things. They were controversial. I got caught up in the moment. I got caught up in the infamy of it all. I got played by these teenagers or these young adults because I never had a childhood. She could have went with that narrative. She could have told us what happened to her when she was little or younger that got her to this point in life where she has this mental capacity of someone in their teenage years. And I still don't know if I believe that she has the mental capacity of someone that's a teenager, or if she's just playing mind games or trying to play mind games with her audience so that she has an excuse to keep acting the way she does. I really don't know, but it's nobody's fault but Ashley's that people dislike her even more after this podcast. She had free will to say what she wanted to. She had the ability to skip questions if she wanted to, but she sat there and she answered the questions. She answered them like a moron, in my opinion. She sat there and she laughed her way through some of the questions, even laughing at the fact that her kids don't have beds. It's not funny. It's not funny that your kids sleep on an air mattress that deflates in the middle of the night and it's held together with duct tape. It's not funny that your kids would rather stay at their grandparents' house than with you. It's not funny that you go online and you make a fool of yourself for a couple of $1,000s every day. I don't care if it's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $18,000. I would not sit on live and do the stuff that you do. You have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for your children. And all you care about is lining your fake ass Louis Vuitton bags. You know what? There are so many thoughts that are running through my head. I think I just need to sit back, breathe, and we're going to watch this clip of somebody explaining how I think we're all feeling right now.
You go on a podcast with your kids and the host looks at your kids and asks them if they have a bed at your house and their answer is no. And the host looks at you dumbfounded like everybody else is dumbfounded because you sit on live eating Louis Vuitton chocolates, talking about some, this isn't that good. You have money for Louis Vuitton chocolates, but not money for mattresses for your children. So the host asks you, why do they not have beds at your house, looking at you crazy? And your response is, oh, well, it's because I don't leave my house. If I don't have security, like I can't go out. And then I asked my mom to get it and she just ended up not getting it. So you can't use the phone that you sit on live to order them damn beds. You walk around with a Louis duffel bag the size of your body, this fucking big. And you can't go online and click Amazon, Prime, mattress, bed set. Don't piss me off. That is the dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my entire life. There is no excuse dumber than that. And then the host goes, before you guys leave, I'm gonna buy you mattresses and a bed set. They're not even their mom. And they're doing, she's doing your job. She's doing your job. But you sit on live eating Louis Vuitton chocolates, walking around with a duffel bag bigger than your whole fucking body. Oh my gosh, ew.